Live from WTOC, the Southeast news leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
We'd like to thank you all for joining us this afternoon for the news on WTOC Plus. I'm digital anchor Jude Binkley. We start this afternoon on the Crime Watch, where a Beaufort County grand jury has indicted the suspect in a cold case murder who's currently out on bond. On January 29th, the grand jury indicted Cortez Lake, who's accused of killing Margit Schuler way back in 1987. Deputies arrested Lake in November after DNA evidence linked him to the crime. That was a press conference we had live right here on WTOC Plus a couple months ago. Following his arrest in November, Lake bonded out of the Beaufort County Detention Center in December after his attorney asked a judge to reconsider Lake's bond, and the judge granted that request. Lake's case will now proceed through the 14th Circuit Court in Beaufort County. A jury trial date is still pending in Lake's case. And staying in Beaufort County, a string of burglaries has left residents shaken. There have been at least 9 home break-ins in the span of 3 days. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office is looking for multiple suspects. The burglaries took place between January 31st and February 2nd. Homes were broken into overnight on Ladies Island and St. Helena Island. Several homes were hit within blocks of one another. Suspects stole liquor, guns, power tools, and other valuables. And our crew spoke with a man whose home was broken into. He says suspects broke in through the back door before ransacking his place. While the burglars didn't take any valuables, they did take several bottles of booze and left quite a mess. Some of the homes broken into are part-time residences. Neighbors say they believe they're being targeted.
They'll see that the houses are, sometimes vacant, and then they'll come back, seeing that the people aren't here at the time.
The sheriff's office is turning to the community for help. They released security footage showing the suspects in question in hopes someone may recognize them. Investigators are also asking residents to look back at any security footage that they may have of that area. Well, in Chatham County, police are urging residents to take precautions after 6 guns were stolen from cars in less than 10 days in unincorporated parts of Chatham County. Many of the guns were taken from unlocked cars. CCPD says anywhere could be a target, and they're urging residents to take simple steps like removing valuables from your car and locking your car doors. They do say that 2025 saw 103 fewer auto theft incidents compared to 2024. Well, we're turning now to continuing coverage. The massive manhunt for the mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie has now entered a 6th day. Authorities in Arizona are confirming new details about the search and the crime scene as the family makes yet another public plea to her possible abductors. Andres Gutierrez reports from Tucson, Arizona.
We have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you.
The son of Nancy Guthrie has issued a new appeal on social media, speaking directly to his mother's potential kidnapper.
We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward.
6 days into her disappearance, authorities in Arizona say they're taking a ransom note seriously, containing very sensitive details.
The ransom itself, one talked about an Apple Watch, and one talked about a floodlight.
Copies of that possible ransom letter were first sent to multiple news organizations, including our CBS station in Tucson.
What was alarming was how coherent this message was. When someone's life is on the line and there's a deadline associated, that's of course very alarming to anyone.
The apparent ransom note included a demand for Bitcoin and contained 2 different deadlines, one of which has passed. The next is set for Monday.
To anyone that may be involved, do the right thing. This is an 84-year-old grandma that needs vital medication for her well-being.
On Thursday, investigators laid out a 40-minute window early Sunday morning between 1:47 a.m. and 2:28 a.m. when they believe Guthrie was abducted. They say her pacemaker app and doorbell camera were both disconnected during that time.
We know that the tech company that we sent that camera off to, yes, they've said they've run out of ways to recover any video.
The FBI is now offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to Guthrie's safe return or the arrest of anyone involved. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Tucson, Arizona.
And we would like to note that we have had some extensive coverage on the search for Nancy Guthrie. That press conference that you saw some clips from, we carried live in its entirety yesterday right here on WTOC Plus around the same time. If there are any additional press conferences in the near future, we will be streaming those as well on WTOC Plus. None are currently scheduled. And on the WTOC Plus Roku Smart TV app, we do have a new page with some deeper dives, an interview with the Pima County Sheriff, as well as some of the additional details, such as the timeline into her disappearance. So a lot of comprehensive coverage on the app right now, WTOC Plus. Turning now to news out of the Palmetto State, South Carolina lawmakers are attempting to strengthen the state's DUI laws. The Senate passed tougher legislation yesterday, sending it to the House for debate. Our South Carolina State House reporter Stephen Biddix has the details.
After 3 weeks of debate, the South Carolina Senate unanimously passed out their DUI bill. Senators say the bill strengthens the state's currently weak DUI laws. They're hoping it changes the culture of driving impaired in South Carolina and makes you think twice before getting behind the wheel. The bill increases penalties for drivers who refuse a breathalyzer test during a traffic stop. Under the bill, a driver who refuses a breathalyzer would be required to use an ignition interlock device, blowing into it to start their car until they finish their court case. Right now, traffic courts handle many of the DUI cases. This bill requires state prosecutors to pursue these cases. Lawmakers hope this leads to higher conviction rates. The bill also allows EMTs to take blood tests on scene if a breathalyzer doesn't detect anything, and the officer believes they are under the influence of something else, like THC or other drugs.
I'm really hopeful that it changes the culture. It was so hard to prosecute a DUI case that you sort of break the spirit of the police, the officers that are enforcing it. They're just like, why do I even bother?
Senators add the bill closes a loophole many lawyers have used by challenging police body cam footage of DUI. House leadership says they don't have an exact timeline, but do plan to take up the Senate's bill over the next couple weeks. Reporting at the State House, I'm Stephen Biddix.
We have continuing coverage as today the Chatham County Board of Commissioners is meeting to discuss pending litigation against Chatham Area Transit, or CAT. It's a topic that's caused back and forth for months now. The county has threatened to pull funding from CAT due to a change in Georgia law that decreased the county commission's control over the CAT board. Now, we spoke with CAT chairman and Savannah Alderman Dietrich Leggett at the Capitol in Atlanta this week. He says he is optimistic that an agreement can be reached.
Well, we're going to always be one Chatham. Sometimes there's a difficult of opinion, and we don't know how to get to the a resolution to it, but we're working on it now, and now that everyone's here, we have everybody at the table, everybody's in the same room.
Meanwhile, CAT announced it will also hold a special meeting on Monday at noon. The CAT board says it'll go into executive session to discuss personal matters related to an agency executive head. Our Julianne Sheehan will be at the Chatham County meeting this afternoon. She'll have the latest coming up at 3 and 4 right here on WTOC. Well, a Pembroke native and graduate of Bryan County High School is now in command of a Navy strike group. This is pretty cool. Admiral Jay Clark assumed command of Carrier Strike Group 1 during a ceremony in San Diego yesterday. CSG-1 was established back in 1930 and serves as one of 5 U.S. Navy carrier strike groups currently assigned to the U.S.'s Pacific Fleet. Clark's previous assignments include Director of the Navy Culture and Force Resilience Office, Executive Officer and Commanding Officer of the USS Roosevelt, and Commodore of Destroyer Squadron 1. In sports news, Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford is the AP NFL Most Valuable Player. The 38-year-old UGA alum got 24 first-place votes, edging out Patriots' Drake May, who got 23 votes. It was the closest race since 2003 when Peyton Manning and Steve McNair were co-winners. Stafford accepted the award with his 4 daughters on stage and said that he will be returning to the Rams for another season this fall. And staying in sports, thousands of football fans are already in the Bay Area for Super Bowl 60 between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. As the excitement builds, San Francisco is at the heart of the action, hosting official NFL events, interactive fan experiences, and parties around town. CBS's Gwen Bumgarner spoke to a professional photographer who's covered every Super Bowl in history for the last 60 years, who, after this year, is hanging up his lens.
This is a snapshot of the Super Bowl over the years, captured by photographer John Beaver, a man with a better postseason record than any team or coach in the NFL. Beaver's photographed all 59 of the big games and is gearing up for Super Bowl 60.
One of my favorite photos is of Max McGee scoring the first touchdown in the first Super Bowl. And the reason I like it is the background. There's so many empty seats.
Compare that to this upcoming Sunday when these 68,000 seats at Levi Stadium will be packed. The big game bringing fans from around the country to cheer on their favorite team.
I'm just excited to watch the Seahawks win.
Drake May this year. Drake May, baby, let's go.
And it's hard to deny the excitement ahead of the halftime show. This is the turnout for a Bad Bunny look-alike contest in San Francisco. Hundreds in the crowd trying to catch a glimpse of the Puerto Rican powerhouse. Convincing, right? More than 120 million people are expected to watch the real Bad Bunny headline the halftime show.
I'm excited.
Something Beaver plans to do next year for the very first time, retiring after Sunday's game.
I've never seen the game on TV. I've never seen a Super Bowl ad on TV during the game. All those things that people had taken for granted that I've never done. So I'm kind of looking forward to all that.
A shot of normalcy after a picture-perfect career. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, San Francisco.
All right, back here at home, believe it or not, we're just over a month away from St. Patrick's Day, and this year, you're not going to want to leave your spot up to chance. Market Arena is rolling out a parking and shuttle service for $35. You can park your car at the arena, hop on a shuttle, and ride straight to the designated downtown drop-off spot. When the festivities are over, the shuttle will take you back, so you can focus on your shenanigans instead of circling for a spot. That service runs from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. We should note spaces are limited, so if you'd like to take advantage of this, make sure you get there early. And finally, you don't have to wait until next month to get into the Irish spirit, because this weekend, the Savannah Irish Festival is returning to town. The annual festival returns tomorrow and Sunday at the Temple on Eisenberg Drive in Savannah. It's a lively weekend of traditional Irish music, world-class dance, storytelling, authentic cuisine, and family-friendly fun. There will also be a children's area, an Irish marketplace, food trucks, and much more. Tickets are available online or at the door. Children under 16 are free with a paying adult as well. And coming up in just over an hour here on WTOC Plus, you can stream this week's episode of Governing Georgia live right here on WTOC Plus. Every week during Georgia's legislative session, we're taking you under the Gold Dome to break down the latest bills moving through the State House and explain what they mean for you, your family, and your community. You can stream that right here at 2:30 on WTOC Plus and the WTOC Facebook page. And coming up in just about 15 minutes here on WTOC Plus, Andrew Gordon will join us with a look at your weekend weather report. Until then, we'll go ahead and join local news live in progress. You can always check WTOC.com for the latest updates. I'd like to thank you all for watching this afternoon.